Hi everyone, Drini here, and welcome to my channel. So we're going to talk about THG today because a lot of you really have expressed concerns. Because of the weekly IDO THG dumps, it's really going to affect our price action moving forward. For most of you who have bought this run-up, it's easy of course to keep telling you guys that you should not have bought the green candles or you should not have bought the run-ups. The fact is, most of you have already done so. So it's more important to answer the question, what do we do moving forward, given that this is the current situation for THG? So let me just transfer to my Metaverse Blackboard so that it's much easier to explain everything that's going on. Here we go. So the first thing to note when dealing with the THG IDO dumps is you need to understand the underlying factors for price action in a speculative market. Because yes, supply is one of the key factors that determines price, and the weekly IDO dumps are pretty much an infusion of supply within the current THG pools, so it brings the price down. But that is only one of the main factors that drives price. There are actually three things to account for in a speculative market such as the crypto space. The first one is the token supply. How much of it is available in the market? This is where the weekly IDO dumps that are currently happening really affect the market overall. But it is not the only factor that contributes to THG price action. The second one is the overall state of the crypto market affects THG price. And the third aspect is the rate of adoption of the game itself does impact THG price and THG demand in the market. And the reason why I mention all three is because these three are not isolated factors. Rather, they all are integrated. They are all connected in terms of determining THG price. What do I mean by that? The first thing to note is we do have to zoom out. This is the chart of THG in the past 4 weeks. And this is the chart of Bitcoin in the past 4 weeks. See anything similar? The moment Bitcoin broke through the bull market support band, or basically the weekly 21 EMA, look at the THG price action. It has been down ever since. So the current phenomenon that's happening to THG is not just unique to the game itself, it is applicable to every single crypto out there, where all of your gaming cryptos have pretty much fallen significantly by 40, 50, 60, 70%. So it's important to understand this fact first. When Bitcoin is below certain levels, risk appetite for any other project is very low. There is a reason why the current THG distribution to IDO investors, they're being dumped into the market. Why is that? Because the overall health of the crypto market is weak. If we were in the reverse situation, where Bitcoin is above these key thresholds, you would see the dumps happen less frequently, and even if the dumps happen, these would be snatched up by all of the speculative investors willing to risk a little bit more, willing to venture out beyond Bitcoin to maximize their profitability with their respective portfolios. The other factor to consider here, of course, is what is the rate of adoption for Thetan Arena globally? What you've seen is the game developers are claiming we have a 10 million player base now. And that is pretty significant, but that is very preliminary. The gaming space has 3 billion players in the planet. So 10 million by 3 billion people, that's a pretty insignificant number with lots of room to grow. So this is just a public service announcement for everyone. Regardless of whether you bought THG at $22 or whether you bought THG at $2, we are still very, very early in the space. Another thing to take note here is you get so many videos out there that this is going to be the next 10x, 100x coin. Overall, when we actually dive into when these crypto tokens moon, so when you look at THG, it's pretty simple. THG so far has been around for 98 days. When you look at Axie, you can see that it's pretty much been climbing ever since its inception, for example, but it had long periods of consolidation, and this is a logarithmic scale. If I show you what this looks like linear, this is what Axie looks like. It took Axie 238 days to really come out of this particular price range, ranging from a few cents all the way to $10 before it shot up to space it took a lot of time for us to get there. Even a particular project like Solana, for example, if I look at it on a linear scale, look at how long Solana takes before it actually picked up and shot to space. This particular period right here, where we were hovering between a few cents all the way to around 26 cents, it took a year and a half to get there. So now that we know what are the driving factors, and I do hope that it reset your expectations as to when success comes for a particular crypto project, what do we do moving forward? The first thing, of course, is if you know that over the next 48 weeks, these THG IDO releases will happen, then you need to change your investment strategy accordingly. Because we cannot account for what the price levels are because investors might keep dumping it week on week. The first thing you need to do is, if you really believe in THG as a project, then change your buying strategy. Don't buy investments using one-off methods. Instead, spread out your buys and sync your dollar cost averaging strategy with the weekly IDO dumps. Because I think a lot of you are worried because you probably bought a bulk of THG within a particular price expecting everything to go up suddenly. But given the systems at play, that's not how it's going to work. Expect a prolonged accumulation phase for THG because 1, the crypto markets are still weak. Bitcoin is still below its key support levels where people are comfortable taking additional risks. And the other one is you will have some price suppressions because of the weekly IDO releases. So change your strategy accordingly. The other thing that you can do is if you feel that you are overextended when it comes to your THG investments, meaning if you assess the value of THG with respect to your overall portfolio, you may feel that your THG buy may be too high now for you to risk continuing to invest in it a lot more. This is where you have to broaden your horizons and try to see how can I earn THG by investing in other projects. Because right now, it is not only the weekly IDO dumps that provide THG supply. In my last THG video, we did specify that ApeSwap, PancakeSwap, OKX, and other DEXs are providing THG when you stake their particular token so that you can get THG for free, quote unquote. So take advantage of the situation by investing in other projects because, for example, if you invest in PancakeSwap and you buy Cake, if you stake Cake, you can earn free THG while waiting for the Cake token to appreciate. So not only have you diversified your portfolio, minimizing your risk accordingly, you are now getting familiar with other systems at play. Instead of just gaming cryptos, now you have DeFi to play with. And investing in certain DEXs like this allows you to gain more exposure to other projects out there. It is not just about the appreciation of investment that matters in the crypto space. It is also arming yourself with the knowledge that you need to really see a much broader horizon when it comes to certain projects. So these are the 2 things that you can do to really cope with the weekly IDO dumps. And as a final note before we end the video, I just wanted to repeat this very important thing. We are very, very early. If you are watching this THG video now, in spite of you buying it at $22, in spite of you buying it at $2, we are all very early in this space. 10 million players is nothing. The crypto markets are going to lengthen. So use this opportunity to really adapt to the situation in front of you. If you know that weekly IDO dumps are happening, then treat this phase as an accumulation phase. Whether or not you've invested a lot of money in THG, use this to accumulate a lot more. Lower your average price. Because you are not buying THG for what it is now. It's because you have a vision of what Thetan Arena will be in the future. And that is what investments are. They are long-term strategy plays of trusting a particular project in hopes that in the future, whether it's 6 months to 1 year from now, the game will be valued by so many people and your investments will go along the ride. If you like that video, hit like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want me to cover your favorite gaming crypto? Subscribe to my Patreon, links down below. Help keep the channel sponsor, shill, and Moonboy free. Take care everyone, bye bye!